I wanted to talk about Matt Ryan today because I haven't had a whole lot of opportunities to talk about Matt Ryan. And he will be our offensive player that I talk about today. Brian will obviously be, giving his 2 cents into what he sees. But, this whole offseason I've dealt with, it stinks because I haven't been, and it's just because people can be dicks.
No.
People could really be dicks, but I really like even on the Facebook page, everything. People have not let me be excited about Matt Ryan, and it's been disappointing as someone who is an advocate for, um, you know, quarterbacks and looking at it that not everything is just the quarterback's fault, right? Every single time I bring up Matt Ryan, oh, 28-3, I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of it. All right. I don't know what goes on in those teams and play calling and the Super Bowl and such, but it, listen, Matt Ryan did not play defense. He did not play defensive line. He did not play linebacker. He did not play defensive back. Matt Ryan also doesn't call plays because I know there's some people are still stuck in the old ways, old thinking process that just everybody can call plays at whim and do what they got to do. It's not like that. It's not like that. It was in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Coaches like a little bit more hands on. And why would you? Like I understand Matt Ryan. He's had a very solid career, league MVP in 2016. Multiple. I mean, pretty damn close to five. I think he's over 55,000 passing yards. Currently, he's frequently very, very efficient as a quarterback. And, but, I mean, Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator, right? And he was getting ready to be a head coach in San Francisco. Yeah, you're going to follow his play calling. Kyle Shanahan's play calling is not all that great sometimes. But I know, whatever I say here today is not going to change people's opinions on kind of what the way I visualize things. I just know that Matt Ryan did not play defense. Matt Ryan has frequently performed very, very well, despite his shitty team situation. I'm sorry, that defense had no business being in the Super Bowl, and it has gotten progressively worse over the last several years. Also looking, at some of his supporting cast over the last couple years, right? It's been um, Julio Jones. Julio Jones.
He overlaps with Roddy White.
I'm talking more recently. More recently, as the
Yeah.
team got worse. Julio Jones, an aging Julio Jones, by the
Russell
way.
Gage.
Russell, I mean, yeah. As far as the only I don't want to discredit Calvin Ridley. His body work with the Falcons is as number one is very, very short for obvious reasons. Um, but Matt Ryan has not had help. Last year, I looked it up. Pro Football Focus. I know people take their stuff with a grain. It's hit or miss what people choose to accept. 27th, the offensive line was last year, and Matt Ryan still found a way. Right. I just want to double check that it was 27th. It was. It was. Not good. All right. 27th, and he still had a 20-12 touchdown INT ratio. That ranking is pretty bad, especially when he had your left guard grade out below a 50. Kind of tough. All right, let's see what else Matt Ryan has had to deal with over the years. Again, the defense has never been that great. Even with Dan Quinn as head coach, the defense only played really good once they got bounced from the playoffs. Legit. It was like, wow, they're not going to make it. And the defense plays really good. We're playing for coach. We're playing for Dan Quinn, and it's too late, pal. Terrible front office. All right, bad front office, bad signings, and also I was watching a lot of film today. Matt Ryan loves the Atlanta Falcons have loved doing a lot of play action stuff. Play action is cool and all if you have a running back that is good, right? Top end, good. Last year, Cordero Patterson made things a little bit interesting. It was brief. It was short. He helped revive Cordero Patterson's career, which was largely floundering, bouncing around between multiple teams. he isn't a good, like a solid running back. And sorry, was it Devontae Freeman?
Yeah.
All right, he was like good pre-2016 until all the concussions started piling up. He hasn't had a legitimate RB1 in a long time. All right, so that all stuff comes into play. I had a small interaction with a legend today via Twitter, asking him, I checked out one of his videos. It's the oh god, where's the screenshot? The QB Confidential videos. Kurt Warner runs a QB Confidential channel on YouTube, and I learned a lot from him. I watched a lot, and he agreed with a lot of stuff that I had been thinking when it comes to Matt Ryan. I go, what are your concerns? And he goes, not a whole lot. Basically, if the team is dependent on Matt Ryan to carry, which, yes, we understand that, right? He's not Mahomes. He's not Allen. He's not Burrow, not Herbert. He's not there anymore. You'd be all right.
Yeah. I find it unique, though, that you just mentioned a whole bunch of guys that have a whole. I mean, Tyreek's off of the Chiefs, but you listed guys that have weapons.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, what do you think of the Colts weapons, Matt?
I'm not overly thrilled about them, honestly. That is the challenge that we get to work with here. I'm not sold on Michael Pittman as wide receiver 1. Not yet. Maybe some hope. There may be some hope, but I'm not overly fond of their weapons. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor's awesome. Nyheim Hines, if they use him correctly this year, like they say they will be awesome. That's all stuff that's going to help his play action perspective. So, and there's some decent young tight ends coming out. We'll see. I wish they did a little bit more in free agency when it came to getting wide receiver talent, but that's neither here nor there. But I prepared a little thing. I wanted to look at a game where there was a little bit of everything for Matt Ryan, and look back and just kind of see what I see. Like a guy who's literally putting everything on the line with a supporting cast that isn't helping him as much as they should be. All right. I'm looking back at their game against the Washington then football team. They're not a football team anymore. They're a bunch of Commanders. And I picked some plays that I wanted to kind of look through, and that is not the one. Okay. And we're gonna take a gander at some stuff here that I really liked. So one of the things, this is kind of basic QB1 like knowledge, right? I mean, how to set the line, how to be just prepared for everything that goes on. Carson Wentz didn't do that whole lot last year. As for his understanding and ability to read the defense was really disappointing last season. It was really disappointing. But I want to show some simple things here that I really like that Matt Ryan is. This is the kind of stuff that the Colts need to be the best version of themselves. All right, let me make sure the volume is down so it doesn't blow out our eardrums. Okay, let's play this first play. This is first and 10, 11 minutes, 54 seconds left in the first quarter, very early on, and the Falcons are on the opposing 49-yard line, and here we go.
9 on first down. This is Davis, a hole on the left side, and Davis pushing forward for 9.
All right, so here's what I'm looking at. So a neat little run. It looks simple, all right, at first. What I have here, I got some squiggly circles. They're not perfect circles. I drew them on my phone as I prepped them for today. So I want you to take a look for our video watchers. For our audio listeners, I have circled here a cornerback, all right, defensive back from Washington, and then it looks like, I don't believe that's Calvin Ridley. That might be Russell Gage. I can't tell. But anyways, so Ryan is setting up here for a run play. And right now this defender, all right, this cornerback, is lined up exactly where he wants the ball to go. Not a good thing. Not a great thing. We all know his kind of offensive line has struggled. It looks like they're about to send 4. Right here, it looks like a basic 4-3 kind of defense setup. But he's getting ready to, he wants to send this run to the left. That's his play. All right. So what he does here, and I'm going to play this as slowly as I can. All right. He sets the motion, right? He taps his foot on the ground, sets the motion, sucks the defender in. And this is actually, like, you might be like, oh, why? It's actually pretty genius when you break it down. He pulls the defender in, setting him up to be blocked by that left. It's left tackle. It's not a tight end. Man, they got a couple guys in the line here. You got tight end with his hand. I think that's Hayden Hurst with his hand in the dirt over here on the right side. But he's pulling him in so he doesn't, like, play back, right? Okay, we got to get a motion guy. I think that is Calvin Ridley in the motion. We got a motion guy, so I'm going to come in and just keep a check on him. And what it actually does is sucks in that defender to be kind of to attack kind of the left tackle area, and it actually opens up a hole. It's pretty smart. All right, boom. All right, so that guy was lined up right about where I believe I think it's Mike Smith. I think that's what they said. Let's see here. Let's go back just a hair.
39 on first down. This is Davis, a hole on the left.
Mike Davis is his name. I don't know why. Just Mike Davis.
Like Mike Smith, the
forward
coach.
for 9.
All right. So look at where the defender's at right now, and that's where Mike Davis is expected to run to. He pulls him in. All right. And left tackle, whether it's by design, he gets to push him right out. Great run blocking. The offense line pushing as forward as they can, open up a nice size hole for Mike Davis to get through. You know, Mike Davis was decent last year. I think a little overhyped in a lot of fantasy stuff. But regardless, you know, this is big time chunk runs. Look at this. That's an 8-yard gain.
33%.
All right, let's rewind this just a hair. All right, not that far. So, yeah, so there's our motion. Pulls the defender in. I mean, this is just little nuances, little details that can take a team far. And if Matt Ryan did this with an Atlanta Falcons offensive line, as well as, Mike Davis at running back, imagine what something like that can turn into with a guy like Jonathan Taylor or Nyheim Hines.
Right.
Carson, like I said, I don't want to sit here and definitely say, speak in definites, that Carson Wentz didn't do stuff like this. But I remember that being a big complaint last year. Trying to take myself in the moment, he could not read a defense to save his life. Could not. He could not. So there's the motion, sucks in the defender, boom, one-on-one with the left tackle. Hole. 8-yard, big chunk play on 1st and 10. Fantastic. Well done. Well set up.
Yep.
All right. So that's the first little piece of stuff I want to look at. Next up.
33% conversion.
Now, this is actually in the fourth quarter. This is something very, very similar, a run. This is to Wayne Gallman. 12 minutes, 17 seconds left in the entire game. It's 2nd and 10. Atlanta's up 30-22 on their own, looks like their own 29-yard line. But this is another little motion movement that helps open up a hole. So let's take a gander first, then we'll break it down slowly.
Conversion rate on the year before today for Atlanta. Ridley in motion, 2nd down. Gallman able to break free. Gallman into the secondary, and he's got 33.
Okay. So I did not mute the volume on this one when I was doing the editing. So let me just crank it down a little bit. All right. So here we go. That's Ridley on the right-hand side here. Defense is playing pretty up close. 4, 3, 1, 2. So we got one man deep. One man deep right about here. And so that'd be cover 1. All right. Ridley.
Percent conversion rate on the year before
All right.
today.
Matt Ryan sets the motion. 31. Buys it. He's yelling. Go to your right. Go to your right. All right. He's moving the linebackers, defensive backs, and moving to the right because they think something's going to the right. It's Calvin Ridley taking lead here, and he's their best weapon at this point. 4 games into the season. All right. So he pulls them. All right. Defenders in.
Ridley in motion.
And it gets a chance to get some blockers out front, and Gallman gets a nice push. Nice hole. Gets a 1st down. All right. Little details like that go such a long way. And this is the good stuff. I mean, again, it may seem like, wow, shouldn't every quarterback know this? Yeah, probably. But experienced ones know the little intricate details of where to set guys. All right. Moved him off just enough. There's a lot of this for Matt Ryan. Blockers in the right spot.
Into the secondary, and he's got
Into the secondary. I think it was looked like a 13, 14-yard game.
Yeah. You play that one more time for me?
Yes, absolutely. All right. Calvin
I'm
Ridley.
watching the right guard on this play.
You're watching the right guard? Okay.
before today for Atlanta. Ridley in
Oh, yeah.
motions.
It doesn't happen without him able to get to the second level. Can you bring it back again?
Yes.
Because this is kind of fun because we can show the listeners, the watchers. First off, thanks for doing both. And this is watching offensive line play. This is what that book kind of showed me how to do. You know, keep your eye off the ball.
Right.
So Pat Kerwin is all about, you know, realizing that the broadcast feed is catered to the big time plays between the quarterback, the receiver, the running back. In this play, though, you get to see the intricacies of offensive line. So right now, if you're looking at the defensive lineman with their hands in the dirt, you got 4 guys down. You would think that right tackle's going to take the right end, the right guard's going to pick up that first defensive tackle, and then you got the center to down block away from the play upfield. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's going to try and take that other defensive tackle out, and everyone else just block. What they're trying to do is get that guard free. So watch the center on this play now.
All right. So the center,
he's got to get over to that tackle.
yeah, he's battling the left defensive tackle,
right,
and he's getting worked a little bit.
But he's got to get the ball off clean, and then he's got to be able to just reach him just enough. And that frees up that guard to be able to pull out and set up Gallman.
Right. Yeah, it's just enough. It's just enough spot.
Into the secondary, and he's got
all right, so that's all impressive run stuff. As I said, play action is a big facet. It's been a big facet of the Atlanta Falcons offense for a long time. Matt Ryan has done it regardless of who is his his running back. Again, this is going to be a lot of fun with a guy like JT, who defenses are going to be like, oh, shit, they're sending JT. But people are going to buy it. One thing I want to point out, Matt Ryan is excellent and absolutely tremendous at selling the fake. Right? Sometimes these play action passes, we watch them, and I get it. We're on Skycam, so we can kind of see everything, or on an aerial view looking down, so we can kind of see everything. And they just don't look good. It's like some of the sells don't look good to me. But again, the perspective is different when you're on the field and you're a defensive player and you have 5 very big offensive linemen right in front of you, and you're trying to decipher where it goes. Matt Ryan, I really like this. This is just a little teeny tiny intricacy, selling that run and actually getting the defense to commit by following him and the running back. So here we go.
First down.
Steps. Look at the defense.
Throws. Good catch by Pitts. Oh, he fit that into a tight.
This is what I'm looking at here. Really, really impressed with Matt Ryan's accuracy, and that's another aspect, another little clip that I want to pinpoint here. But the sell of going to the left with the running back had the defense, the linebackers, committing to their right side and opening up just enough room. All right, we always talk about how tight the windows are, right? I think there's a famous thing with Bruce Arians and Peyton Manning during Peyton Manning's rookie year, and Peyton wouldn't throw the ball at certain players because they didn't seem open. And Bruce Arians said, that's open in the NFL. All right? It's these little shifts and intricacies. I know Washington's defense wasn't all that great last year compared to 2020, but this is stuff you want. This is really good stuff here. All right. It's nice and slow. I want you to watch. Yeah, so the video watchers, we have the yellow circles on. It looks like, I think it's 2 of the linebackers. All right, they see the fake handoff to Cordero Patterson. Ryan's going with them. He's kind of waiting. It looked like, I kind of like the way he did it, too, now that I think about it. He's kind of like waiting to see, like, oh, okay, either this defense is going to bite and I'm going to throw, or if they don't bite, Cordero will just take the ball. All right, so these 2 linebackers bit here, We have an open throwing lane right here. I think that is Russell Gage. And then, bam, hits it. Dangerously accurate. Like, that's something that Matt Ryan is really good at doing, and I have one more video for that too, is putting the ball where the receivers can catch it. But that little sell, that little play-action sell that he did, following Cordero Patterson and making the defense think, oh, man, they're really, or not, oh, man, they're going this way, but, oh, shoot, we got them. They're going this way. They commit. And by the time this guy realizes too late, there's an open lane to throw to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's perfect. It's a first down. This is 1st and 10 at 10 minutes, 30 seconds into the first quarter. So that's something. Oh, it's Kyle Pitts that caught it. All right. So that's some of the intricacies. I just wanted to show off and talk about some of the other little things. A lot of people were like, oh, Matt Ryan, you got rid of Carson Wentz. You're losing that mobility factor, the ability to throw on the run. Matt Ryan can throw on the run just as good as anybody else if he wants to. I don't have it here for the highlights, but there's a clip of him taking off and running when need be, putting his body on the line. 35, 36 years old, still going. He takes off when he needs to. But a big part of today's game is being able to escape the pocket and run and throw on the run, right? Josh Allen, Russell Wilson, all those guys can do it. That's why they're superstars. Matt Ryan can do it just as well.
And with time, nobody open. Now throws on the run, and it's Pitts with the catch.
Throwing on the run, accurate, put the ball right where it needs to be. Pitts has enough room to get 2 feet down, make the catch.
First and goal. Laura, drive.
All right, this was to show off arm strength. People like to knock the arm strength, and I've gotten this video sent to me a couple times to knock like Matt Ryan. Like, this is like a 45, 50-yard touchdown pass. I think this is Cordero Patterson getting the thing too. But let's see, 4 on the line, 3, and there's got to be 1 safety deep. So,
let alone the players.
all right, so Matt's in the shotgun, backs up, fires, wide open.
Deep downfield, Matt Ryan finding Cordero Patterson, and Patterson's got a touchdown.
All right, deep ball's there. Deep ball's there. And then I think there's 1 or 2 other little clips left. Matt Ryan's hyped.
13.
All right, this is one where I want to show the accuracy. Putting the ball where it needs to be.
Four-man Washington rush.
He throws it up.
In the end zone, he's got it again.
Just high enough. Just high enough where the defender couldn't get it. Right where the hands need to be. All right, so that was the end of the video. But that's something that needs to happen. Like a guy like Michael Pittman, even though I'm not like 100% sold on what he can be, that's the kind of throws you need. All right, Carson Wentz would throw that thing, and you can guarantee it was going to be an interception or a pick six at the worst possible time. I have more faith with Matt Ryan as the guy who can make that throw. So, and put it where the receiver needs. There's tons of examples from that game. If you look through some other game film, there's a lot of examples of that that Matt Ryan can do. He puts the ball right where it needs to be. He's been doing that all practice, all training camp, and continues to do everything that is required of him. So that is Mr. Matthew Ice. All right, little film study. Hopefully, give it some hope. Give it some hope to Colts fans, and maybe proving some doubters wrong. Obviously, it doesn't matter unless he does it this season because that's the way the world works. But with that is that.